Well, what is the spending review? The key thing to note here is it's not quite like a budget. And why? Well, in a budget, you're talking about pretty much everything the government spends its money on or earns money from. So these two bars show you the total amount of money coming into the government, so receipts, taxes mostly, and that other bar over there, that is spending, so expenditure, all the money that it's spent on. And if you look kind of closely at the difference between these two bars, well, you can probably see it, can't you? This bar here isn't quite as high as that bar. It means we're not bringing in enough taxes to pay for all that spending. And the gap between those two lines there is around £55 billion, or at least it was back in March, the last time the government looked at this. And one of the things we're going to learn is just how much bigger that gap has gone, because this is the first time we've had an update in official forecasts since March. That might be the big story in a way, just the size of that hole and what's happening to the economy. But we'll also focus on what's happening to this bar here. And I want to just underline, it's not all of that bar we're really talking about. It's a particular bit. We can actually break it down into two parts, two pots the government spends money on. The bottom bit is called annually managed expenditure. That's stuff like welfare, debt interest, the kind of stuff they can't really control on a year-to-year basis. That's not really the focus here. The real focus is that light blue bit, departmental expenditure. That's really what this spending review is about, spending in departments. And let me just break down that 411 so you have a sense of what I mean here. So that line there's 411. Which departments are we talking about? Well, health. Most notably, the biggest of all, and we're likely to see more spending on health. That number could go up. Education, they've already got a spending plan for 3 years, but we could even see more money for them too. You've got the Home Office, so that's spending on policing and so on. You've got Defence, they're getting a 3-year extra allowance of money for defence. Then you've got other things. So international development. Do we see international development cut or indeed frozen? That's one suggestion that may come out of this. Then devolved administration, so money to Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. And then an investment. And the reason investment is important is we'd probably like to hear a lot about levelling up, about infrastructure, spending on all of that stuff. What we may hear about as well is public sector pay. There may well be a freeze for some departments when it comes to their pay. Why does that matter? Why does the Treasury think it's justified? Well, look at this line here. This shows you the average public sector pay and how much it's increasing on an annual basis. And you can see it's been going up a bit. It's kind of up to around 4% at the moment. Now compare that to the private sector, and it's a very different story, going up in lockstep and then falling dramatically during this pandemic. And the point the Chancellor is going to make is that maybe the public sector may need to take a bit of a freeze in their pay because of the gap between those two lines.